Hello everybody, welcome to Introduction to Accounting 1. I'm Professor Quinn, and part 1 of this orientation video, we're going to be looking at how we're going to be using Blackboard throughout the semester. So when you first log into Blackboard, it's going to bring you to this announcements page. At the start of every week, so on Monday morning, I'll be posting an announcement with reminders of what is due in that upcoming week. This also gets emailed directly to your NECC email address, so please make sure you're checking that on a regular basis. And you can always find those announcements by logging into Blackboard and clicking on the announcements page. The first thing that you're going to want to do to get started in the course is come to this Read Me First section. When you come to the Read Me First section, you're going to find some information that's going to be useful to you throughout the semester. So we're going to be really using Blackboard more as an administrative site throughout the semester. All of your homework and tests will be submitted through a site called Cengage Now, which we'll be covering in part 2 of the orientation videos. Just so you know, the Blackboard feature for email I have disabled because it doesn't get to me as quickly as just emailing me directly to the email address provided in my syllabus. So please make sure you do that. All of your grades for the semester can be found right here under the My Grades tab. So all of your homework grades, your test grades, everything will be located here for you. Under the resources tabs, you'll find some great resources that you can use when you're studying for an exam or to help you out throughout the semester, things like study guides, the solutions to the study guides, PowerPoint presentations, and things like that. Under the discussions tab, you're going to have 2 discussion board posts that are available to you throughout the entire semester. The first one is called Have a Question. So if you're sitting down and you're working on your homework and you've gone through every resource that's available to you on Cengage and on Blackboard, and you're still struggling, and it's very late at night, so you know I won't be able to get back to you right away, you can actually post your question here. Please only post homework questions, not test questions, and you can ask classmate for help. So maybe somebody else is working on that same assignment as you at night, and they can actually answer your question for you. I also always ask to make sure that you still email me any question that you have so that you do get an answer to that question. The second discussion post that's available to you is called A Piece of Advice. And the piece of advice is something that you can post to share with your classmates what your past piece of advice is for how you've been successful in the class. So maybe you're using a certain study tool. Maybe you are going through the flashcards that are in Cengage Now or the practice sets, anything like that. Share with your classmates what your best piece of advice is. So there are 8 important tasks that you need to get started started in the course. Remember, our first class is on Wednesday, but the class does officially start on October 28th. So these need to be completed before our first class next Wednesday. So you want to make sure you watch both the orientation videos so you have a very clear understanding of how we are using both of these websites during the semester. You want to read through the entire syllabus, which is below. You're then going to sign and date the syllabus agreement form and submit it to me electronically through Blackboard, and this is your first graded homework assignment. You want to read and print out the calendar and the homework and test schedule that are below because it contains all of the due dates and times of each assignment and test. So this is really great to help you stay on track. You then want to introduce yourself to your classmates using the discussion link that's below. This is your second graded homework assignment. You're then going to complete the syllabus scavenger hunt quiz. This is also a graded homework assignment. And then you're going to click on the Cengage Now link that's provided to you in Blackboard and get registered into the course. So please make sure to follow the instructions given. There's also several different textbook purchasing options, so please read through those carefully. And then you're going to want to complete the first 3 very short assignments that are in Cengage Now. So all of those things need to be completed by our first class next Wednesday. So the syllabus is here for you to go through. It has all of the policies for the course, how the grading is broken down, all the college-wide policies. You also have a printable calendar. Again, this can be key for you to help you stay on track. All of the assignment dates are posted in here, so please print this out, check things off as you go. Remember, this is technically only an 8-week class, but because of the Thanksgiving holiday, it's even shorter. So included in here is every meeting class that we have, when tests are due, when every homework assignment is due as well. So our last class meeting is on Wednesday, December 13th. So we only meet 6 times out of that 8 weeks. And your final test is due by the end of the evening on Tuesday, December 19th. Also included in here is a detailed homework and test schedule. So at the top, I've included some very important reminders for you. And then I have listed out every assignment and test that you have, when that assignment or test becomes available to you, when it's due, where it's located, how many attempts you have on each one of those assignments, and whether or not a minimum required grade is necessary in order to move on. So, for example, that syllabus agreement form, the scavenger hunt quiz, and your introduction to the class and your responses to your classmates are all going to be in Blackboard, those starting assignments. Intro to Cengage Now, what is accounting, and the Chapter 1 lecture assignment are all due by our first class on November 1st. Those are all due by our start of our class at 5 p.m. And Intro to Cengage Now, what is accounting, and that Chapter 1 lecture assignment can be found in Cengage Now. All of your lecture assignments, which are short video assignments, you have 2 attempts on those assignments. You have to receive a 72.5 or better on each one of your assignments in order to move to the next assignment. So for example, you have to have a 72.5 or better on this lecture assignment for Chapter 1 in order to access the Chapter 1 homework assignment, Part 1. All of your homework assignments, you have 3 attempts to complete those homework assignments in order to achieve that 72.5% or better, or to improve your grade. So for example, in the Chapter 1 homework assignment Part 1, if you took it for the first time and got a 75, that would allow you to access the Chapter 1 homework assignment Part 2. But if you're unhappy with that 75 grade and you want a chance to improve it, you can take that homework assignment for the second time, and let's say on the second attempt you get an 89. That 89 would count for you in the class versus the 75. But please remember that only attempts that are submitted by the due date and time indicated will be considered. So if you take that Chapter 1 homework assignment Part 1 and you submit it on November 6th and you get 100, that's not going to count because it's past the due date of November 4th. So please keep those things in mind. All of your tests, you have only 1 attempt and you do not have to reach a minimum grade. All of your tests are timed, and once you start your test, you have to submit it and finish it in one sitting. You can't save it and come back at a later date. This is a great schedule to also print out and check off as you go. Again, you can see that all of your assignments, your homework assignments and lecture assignments become available to you starting today, October 25th. So you do have the ability to get ahead in the class. So if you want to get all of your homework assignments done on the 1st or on the 4th, you can do that. So just keep that in mind as you move forward. I do understand that things can get busy, especially in an accelerated course such as this one. So I allow every student 2 homework extensions. This does not apply to the tests. It only applies to either the homework or the lecture assignments. Also, each extension gives you an extension for 1 individual assignment. So for example, it would give you an extension on the Chapter 2 homework assignment, Part 1. It does not relate to an entire chapter's worth of assignments. So for example, all of the Chapter 2 assignments. So each extension relates to 1 individual assignment, not a group of assignments. In order to receive the extension, you have to email me prior to the due date and time of the assignment, and you'll automatically be granted a 24-hour extension. So if you have an assignment that's due at 11:55 p.m. and it's 11:45 p.m. and you know you're not going to complete it, send me an email asking for the extension, include in that which assignment you'd like the extension on, and you'll automatically be given that 24-hour extension. This is a hybrid accelerated course, so doing these assignments is truly essential to you really understanding and learning the material. Also, take advantage of having the lecture assignments. These are giving you a nice overview of what we'll be covering when you come into class each Wednesday. So, you'll be hearing the topics and the terminology for the first time before coming in and hearing from me and getting some lecture notes and practice in class. Any assignment that you submit late, meaning that it was not submitted by the due date and time and you did not request an extension, you will not receive credit for that assignment. However, you do still have to complete the assignment with an overall grade of a 72.5% or better in order to be able to access that next assignment. The reason for that is, in this course, every chapter builds on the information that was learned in the previous chapters. So if you don't end up doing the chapter 2 assignments, you're missing all of that practice with that work, which makes learning chapter 3 and doing well on the tests very hard. So please make sure you're staying on track with your assignments. Again, on Monday morning, you will be getting an email every week with reminders and announcements of what is due that week. You also have that printable calendar and you have that detailed homework and test schedule. So make sure you print those out to help you stay on track. After you've read through the entire syllabus, you're going to click on this Word document called Syllabus Agreement Doc. You're going to type in your name and date. You're going to save it to your computer, and then you're going to click on the syllabus agreement form and upload that to me. All of the directions on how to do that is right here. You'll also click here to start the syllabus scavenger hunt quiz. This is just to make sure you haven't missed any of the important information that's contained in the syllabus. And then you're going to click here into the discussion post to introduce yourself to the class. And also please make sure you respond to at least 2 of your classmates' introductions by the start of our class on November 1st. Over here under the Cengage Now link, you will find out a little bit of information of what Cengage Now is. You will also have a link that you're going to click on that will get you registered into our course. And then you have textbook purchasing options. So please read those carefully. And if you have any questions regarding the textbook, please feel free to get in touch with me. Under that resources tab, again, you have some templates that you can print out and bring into class if you'd like. There's study guides that you can use as a refresher for a chapter or before doing a test, kind of as a mini quiz for yourself. And there are PowerPoint slides for every chapter that we'll be covering this semester. Here you'll find your discussion board posts, again, those 2 discussion posts that are available to you all semester, and your introductions. All of your grades for the semester, again, will be posted in the My Grades tab. And once the accounting schedule is available for tutoring, I will post that here as well.